How are you today? Welcome to Coffee Break. So today we're going to talk about the seventh beatitude, which is Matthew 5:9. It says, God blesses those who work for peace, for they will be called children of God. Or in other translations it says, blessed are the peacemakers. And I just kind of want to focus in on this thought of peace. Because peace, in our culture, it can mean all kinds of things. And so, I looked back at the Old Testament. In the Old Testament times, I was looking at that Holman Illustrated Bible Dictionary because it's just a really great resource, and it said the most prominent theological concept in the Old Testament was this concept of peace. And so the verb that was related to peace, shalom, in the Hebrew, it meant to repay or fulfill a vow. And so it talked about completing or repairing a relationship is the idea that's there. And so to be a peacemaker then is to somehow complete a relationship or repair a relationship. And I just thought how awesome, because that points directly to Jesus and who he is and what he's done for us, and that he has repaired our relationship with God by his work on the cross. And so that's kind of sets the precedent for what a peacemaker is. And so it tells us, blessed are the peacemakers. In a New Living, it says those who work for peace. And what I really love there is like the implied effort. And it kind of implies, the way the New Living puts it, those that work for peace, that peace isn't something that just happens to us, but it's something that we have to work for and pursue and make a point of getting at. And so Isaiah 60 verse 17, it says this. It says, I will make peace your leader and righteousness your ruler. And I thought that was really interesting in thinking of godly peace versus worldly peace. Because, in the world and in everyday secular life, we tend to pursue peace in a sense of personal peace. Like what works for me, what makes my life easier, what makes my schedule work better. In so many ways we pursue personal peace. But biblical peace isn't talking about our comfort or what we need without concern for the world's chaos. And so it's basically saying if the world or even our little corner of it is not in chaos and we're comfortable, that's telling us that's not real peace in the biblical sense. Not as God intends it. Real peace transcends our little world and it reaches to permeate outward. So even at the expense of personal comfort. So if I'm going to be a peacemaker, I might not always be comfy, but I'm reaching to make peace with other people and peace in their relationships and home relationships. As pastors, sometimes we counsel people in marriages, we counsel people in how to relate to parents and how to take care of kids. We counsel all kinds of things to be a peacemaker. And ultimately, we're to be peacemakers between God and other people, that they would know him and be in right relationship with him. But sometimes that's the expense of personal comfort, or sometimes it's especially at personal comfort's expense. But if we work for peace and we make peace, we will be God's children. And after all, God wanted peace with us so much that he gave up every comfort and became a man and lived among us and then died at our hands so we could be reconciled to him and be at peace with him and in relationship with him again. And so that's what peace is, and that's the example of a peacemaker, is Jesus Christ himself, who's willing to give up every comfort. And so I was just really challenged by that thought, that peace, for me, when God says, I want you to pursue peace, he's not saying, I want you to pursue your own comfortable little, restful niche in the world where you hide away from everything. When he's saying, I want you to pursue peace, he's saying, I want you to lay down your comforts and pursue my peace, and that every person, man, woman, and child on earth would know it. And that just really challenged me. So I just encourage you to think about that. Great being with you.